They say the air feels different on Friday the 13th. Thicker, heavier, as if the universe itself is holding its breath, waiting for something to go wrong. The day has a way of creeping into the corners of your mind, where reason wrestles with superstition, and suddenly, every creaky floorboard or flickering light feels like a warning. Is it all just in your head? Maybe, but maybe not. On a day like today, the line between coincidence and cosmic prank blurs, and even the most skeptical among us can't help but glance over their shoulder or avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks. The world feels like a puzzle. One wrong move away from unleashing a chain of unfortunate events. Black cats become little shadows of fate. Mirrors seem too fragile. And ladders, well, they may as well be ancient traps sent by the gods of bad luck. But don't worry. You're not alone in navigating this minefield of superstition and unease. Whether you laugh in the face of danger or quietly cross your fingers behind your back, surviving Friday the 13th requires a unique combination of caution, wit, and just a little bit of luck. So grab your rabbit's foot, check your horoscope, and let's make it through the day unscathed, one step at a time. Tip 1. Stay away from black cats. I know, black cats are adorable. But on Friday the 13th, superstition says they bring bad luck if they cross your path. Think of them as little furry agents of chaos. Sure, it sounds absurd in the daylight, but as the day wears on and you're feeling the weight of the date, you might want to avoid tempting fate. Picture this. You're walking down a quiet street, and suddenly, a black cat appears out of nowhere, casually strolling across your path. Do you shrug it off and keep going? Maybe. Or maybe you do the smart thing and take a quick detour, just in case. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry, especially when a day notorious for mishaps is in play. And let's be real. Even if you don't believe in superstitions, there's something spooky about those sleek, shadowy felines, especially on a day like today. Keep your distance, admire them from afar, and if you absolutely must interact with one, maybe make sure you've got some good luck charms on hand, just in case. Tip 2. Avoid ladders like the plague. It doesn't matter how tempting it is to take a shortcut under that ladder on the sidewalk. Don't do it. We're not trying to play superstitious roulette here. You might think, what's the worst that can happen? But on Friday the 13th, the universe has a way of answering that question in ways you'd rather avoid. Besides the obvious risk of something falling on your head, there's the fact that passing under a ladder has been considered bad luck for centuries. Maybe it's because it forms a triangle, which some say represents the Holy Trinity, and breaking that triangle is just asking for trouble. Or maybe it's just common sense. No one wants a paint bucket dropping on them. Either way, it's best to steer clear. If you see someone setting up a ladder, cross the street if you have to. Today is not the day to tempt fate. There are plenty of ways to get around things. Walking under a ladder shouldn't be one of them, even if you're not the superstitious type. Why risk adding bad luck on a day that's already notorious for it? Tip 3. Keep your mirrors safe. On Friday the 13th, mirrors are more than just a way to check if you've got spinach in your teeth. They're potential disaster traps. Break one, and according to Folklore, you're signing up for 7 years of bad luck. And let's be honest, you've already got your hands full just getting through this cursed day. Think of mirrors as delicate portals between your luck and disaster. Handle them with care. No reckless juggling or sudden home improvement projects where a mirror might get involved. If one falls and shatters, well, you might as well start planning how to survive the next 7 unlucky years. If you're feeling particularly paranoid, maybe just avoid mirrors entirely today. Who needs the pressure of checking your reflection when one wrong move could bring years of misery? Embrace the mirrorless life for 24 hours. It's all about avoiding unnecessary risk. And if disaster strikes and you do break one, some say burying the shards under the moonlight can reverse the curse. It's a little witchy, but hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Tip 4. Don't spill the salt. In the grand hierarchy of bad luck omens, spilling salt ranks surprisingly high. On Friday the 13th, this harmless kitchen mishap could be the final straw that turns your day from unlucky to downright cursed. Why, you ask? Well, apparently, spilling salt means you're inviting the devil himself into your life. Yeah, it escalates that quickly. So, if you're reaching for the salt shaker, take extra care. One wrong move, and you'll find yourself scrambling to reverse the damage. If you do spill it, Superstition says you need to toss a pinch over your left shoulder. Why the left? That's supposedly where the devil lurks, waiting for your slip-up. Tossing the salt blinds him, or at least gives you a fighting chance to avoid catastrophe. It may seem silly, but why tempt fate on a day like this? If the universe is already playing tricks, don't hand it an easy win by getting sloppy at the dinner table. Keep your salt intact, toss it if necessary, and carry on with your day, devil-free. Tip 5. Stay indoors, if possible. If there's ever a day to embrace your inner homebody, it's Friday the 13th. The fewer chances you give the universe to throw misfortune your way, the better. Why risk stepping outside when you can binge-watch movies, lounge in your comfiest pajamas, and snack away in the safety of your home? Think about it. Outdoors is where all the bad luck happens. There are black cats prowling the streets, ladders waiting to trap you in a web of misfortune, and, well, gravity, which seems to have a special vendetta on days like this. Staying inside means fewer opportunities for accidents, strange encounters, or mysterious mishaps. Plus, your house is a fortress. Inside, you can avoid broken mirrors, strange noises, or ominous weather patterns that feel just a little too off today. The world may be a chaotic storm of bad luck, but in here, you're the captain of your ship. So, brew some coffee, settle in, and let the day pass by without tempting the forces that be. After all, a day inside never hurt anyone. Except maybe cabin fever. But that's a risk for another time. Tip 6. Watch your step. On Friday the 13th, even the ground seems out to get you. This is not the day to casually stroll around without paying attention to where you're walking. Cracks in the sidewalk? Avoid them like they'll summon some ancient curse. It's one thing to accidentally step on a crack, but today, it just feels like tempting fate. This might sound paranoid, but your shoelaces will betray you at the worst possible time today. Double knot them, triple check them, whatever it takes to avoid an embarrassing and unlucky fall. Tripping in public on any other day? Annoying? Sure. Tripping on Friday the 13th? That's a fast pass to more bad luck. And it's not just about cracks and tripping hazards. Be mindful of puddles, sharp objects, and anything that looks like it's plotting your demise. You'll thank yourself later when you make it through the day without a twisted ankle or an accidental slip into a mud puddle that ruins your favorite shoes. Stay vigilant and walk like the ground itself is plotting against you, because today, it just might be. Tip 7. Double-check your horoscope. Even if you usually scoff at horoscopes, Friday the 13th is the one day you might want to give those celestial predictions a second look. The stars have been watching you, and today, they just might have some extra advice for navigating through the landmine of bad luck. Besides, if your horoscope suggests caution or warns you to avoid major decisions, it might be worth taking that seriously, just for today. If you're not a regular follower of astrology, don't worry. Just find your zodiac sign and give it a quick read. Even if it feels vague or silly, the comfort of knowing you checked it might calm your nerves. After all, the universe is supposedly throwing curveballs at us today, so maybe the stars are trying to offer a lifeline. And if your horoscope says something wild like stay indoors and avoid the color red, follow it to the letter. It might sound ridiculous now, but would you rather test your luck on a day infamous for bad vibes? Thought so. At the very least, it gives you something to focus on besides counting how many things could go wrong today. Tip 8. Avoid major decisions. Today is not the day to sign contracts, make life-altering choices, or roll the dice on a big gamble. Friday the 13th is like the universe's Murphy's Law on steroids. Anything that can go wrong might just go spectacularly wrong. So, if you're thinking about quitting your job, proposing to your partner, or buying a lottery ticket, maybe sleep on it and wait for the 14th. Big decisions require clear thinking and good fortune, neither of which are in abundance on Friday the 13th. Even if everything feels right, the day has a way of throwing unexpected curveballs. Last-minute hiccups, missed details, or simply bad timing. Instead, treat today as a time to reflect, plan, and gather your thoughts. Tomorrow's a new day, and the curse of bad luck won't be hanging over your head. If you must make a decision, double-check every detail, think it over twice, maybe thrice, and tread carefully. But if it's not urgent, just relax, let the day pass, and make your bold move when luck isn't working against you. Tip 9. Carry a lucky charm. Today is Friday the 13th. If there's ever a time to believe in the power of a good luck charm, it's now. Whether it's a four-leaf clover, a rabbit's foot, or your lucky pair of socks that haven't let you down since middle school. Having something to ward off bad luck is more than just comforting. It's essential. Think of your charm as a protective shield against the chaos the day might throw at you. Maybe it's just superstition, but when it feels like the universe is conspiring against you, that little token of good fortune can give you the extra confidence to face the day without worrying about every shadow or creaky door. Plus, it doesn't hurt to have a bit of positivity in your pocket, especially when the world seems to be collectively holding its breath. If you don't have a lucky charm, maybe today's the day to adopt one. It could be anything: a coin, a piece of jewelry, or even a small trinket you've had for years. Keep it close, hold it when you need to, and trust that it's got your back when the universe starts feeling mischievous. Sometimes, it's the little things that help keep the bad vibes at bay. Tip 10. Laugh in the face of superstition. The best way to survive Friday the 13th. Don't take it too seriously. Superstitions, bad omens, and old wives' tales only hold power if you let them. By laughing it off, you're disarming the day's ability to mess with your head. And honestly, half the battle is keeping your cool. Embrace the weirdness of the day, lean into the strange vibes, and maybe even celebrate the spooky atmosphere with some light-hearted fun. Watch a cheesy horror movie, crack jokes about avoiding black cats and ladders, or share stories of bad luck that have turned into funny memories. The more you laugh, the less room there is for fear or anxiety. Remember, it's just another day, albeit one with a creepy reputation. Instead of worrying about everything that could go wrong, make it your goal to find humor in whatever happens. Spilled coffee? Laugh it off. Stubbed your toe? The universe's way of saying wake up. Laughing in the face of superstition gives you the upper hand. After all, if you're not afraid of a little bad luck. As the sun sets on Friday the 13th, you might just feel a little lighter, like the weight of superstition is lifting with the fading daylight. The strange hum in the air begins to quiet, and with each passing minute, the universe slowly releases its grip on your nerves. You made it. You dodged the bad omens, sidestepped the cosmic traps, and kept the devil's luck at bay, whether through careful planning, sheer stubbornness, or maybe just a lucky charm tucked in your pocket. But here's the thing. Superstition only has power if you let it. By facing the day head-on, laughing in its face and taking your small victories, like not walking under a ladder or making it through without shattering a mirror, you've proven that fear is fleeting, and luck is often what you make of it. So, as the clock ticks toward midnight, take a deep breath. You've survived the unluckiest day of the year, and now it's just another date on the calendar. You're free, at least until the next Friday the 13th rolls around. But when that day comes, you'll be ready again, armed with your tips, your humor, and a healthy respect for the strange ways of the universe. After all, bad luck only wins if you let it catch you.